back. This is John.
Hey, it's Paul.
And this is What If Geeks. I almost forgot what I was doing. I forgot where I was. Like I do so many different podcasts. It's What If Geeks, and today is Tuesday, December 17th. We are recording the best and worst Christmas movies. Geeks edition, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
It's our picks for best and worst. It's not, we haven't really taken much of a poll at all. We just decided we're going to do it together. So we've got a list from Eric because he's not here. Ray's not here either, but I didn't get a list from him, so boo. Sorry, Ray. But yeah, right before we started, though, somebody popped into the studio. I don't know if we plugged that mic. I don't think that mic is on, so if I turn it on, if it's going to screw up anything. But can you turn it on? Oh, no, you just shut it off. It was on. There you go. Well, let's see if that screws up anything. Good. Say hi.
Hi.
Yeah, it's Noah.
Noah.
You come in clear as day. Look at you. So you all ready for school tomorrow? Yeah?
Yeah.
You done? Yeah, he comes in, like, as you guys all know, he comes in and says goodnight. At least, almost every week we get him in here. Because we're recording right at bedtime. Huh? Yeah. So what have you been doing? You got anything you want to tell anybody? What's coming up? Christmas. You been good? Yeah, I think you've been all right. Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah, I think you've been doing pretty good. What are you asking Santa Claus for? I know you saw him, but now you just made your list tonight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's some of the stuff you're asking for?
The Lego Death Star.
The Lego Death Star, yeah.
The Lego Millennium Falcon.
Yeah. Did you ask him for your basketball hoop?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
A motorbike.
A motorbike? Yeah, that's cool. Well, we'll see.
Oh,
We'll see if he... What?
I forgot to put a scooter onto it.
A scooter? Oh, yeah, because you wanted like a scooter or a skateboard, right? Something like that?
I have a pegboard.
Oh, yeah, you have the pegboard now. So you wanted just a scooter? Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see. Let's see what Santa thinks about you. All right, cool. So what else? Your brother's in town now, right?
Yeah.
And what did he get you for Christmas? Because he got you your gift early because he's leaving the day after Christmas, right?
Yeah.
So he wanted to help you build it. What did he get you?
The Hogwarts Castle.
Yeah, the Legos Hogwarts Castle, huh? Do you remember how many pieces there are?
6,020.
Yeah. That's a lot. How many bags are in that box? Do you remember?
Like 37.
Yeah. He opened up that box and his eyes got huge.
Right.
He was like, holy cow. This thing, the bag with the instruction manuals, plural, alone, was like an inch thick.
Wow.
It was ridiculous.
That's nuts.
It was crazy, yeah.
There were so many bags that there had to be another box.
Yeah, there was 2 boxes inside of that thing.
oh, wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, so you got that. That's cool. We're going to have to find a place to put it, though. I don't know where we're going to put it yet. We're going to find a good spot to display it. Maybe in the corner on top of one of your cabinets or something like that. Whole thing. I'll talk to Mommy about it. All right, cool. So you got anything else you want to add before we kick you out of here?
Today at coding, when I was on the computer, there was a storm.
Yep.
The lightning made the computers like flicker in the lights.
Mm-hmm. So you couldn't do much coding, could you?
No.
Kind of hard to do that without power, huh? All right, cool. So, all right. So since we're doing favorite and worst Christmas movies, can you think of any best Christmas movies? What's like your favorite Christmas movie? What are some of the ones you've been watching with Mommy? And which one's your favorite? I know
Home Alone.
Home Alone?
Yeah.
That's a good one. There you go. Noah's got to vote for Home Alone. Cool. All right, cool. We'll let you out of here so we can get to work.
Night.
Night. Love you.
Love you.
Good night, Noah.
All right, there he goes. So I'll have to cut all that bullshit out of there. All the empty space.
Right.
All right, cool. So yeah, we are gonna do the best and worst Christmas movies. I'd say round robin, but there's not much of a round here. Well, I guess we can kind of throw Eric's stuff in there at random as we're going.
We should.
But it's like kind of in line with everything else that we've done, where we either make fun of movies or we just talk about how much we love certain things. I was like, what puts us in a Christmas mood? What are some fun holiday topics that we can get into? And this one's kind of one of the easiest. You just think of what are some of the movies that growing up or now really make you think of Christmas, what puts you in the Christmas spirit, kind of maybe what's something that you have to watch every year, and then what are some of the worst ones that you got roped into watching for, whatever. And, we'll just kind of like roll from there.
Do it.
All right.
All right. Can I start with...
Go ahead.
I want to lay a ground rule down because I saw Eric's list and it made me think that there's two kinds of movies that we can talk about.
Yep.
There's stuff that happens to take place during Christmas, but Christmas is not the important part of the plot.
Sure.
And then there are movies about Christmas.
Sure.
Right?
Yep.
So like...
And that is also one of the reasons I had just said best and worst Christmas movies. I left it at that.
Yeah.
Because I knew this was going to happen.
So I saw Eric's list, and Eric's got a great list, as he always makes really good lists and is thoughtful about this stuff. But he's got Gremlins and Die Hard on the list. That happened to take place at Christmas.
Now, both of those I have as honorable mentions. There is an argument with... But go ahead.
So, like, as I thought about it, I had... right, obviously, I think Noah just talked about Home Alone. Mm-hmm. Great movie. Happens to take place at Christmas. But if you took Christmas out of it, it's the same movie.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
Like,
okay. All right.
Christmas is just the setup by which the parents leave town to go somewhere. And I think the other interesting part is that the next door neighbor happens to be home alone for Christmas. But the whole thing about the wet bandits and the stuff he does and the fact that he's home, like, that could have happened over the summer when they went on summer vacation.
Sure.
And he happened to be home.
Yeah.
The fact that it's
I think his trick with the ice wouldn't have worked very well.
Yeah. but right, you would have just rewritten some of that stuff. But like, but that it's not a Christmas movie necessarily. And I know I'm being overly nitpicky, and someone's going, "Shut up, man!" Like, just go with it.
No, because there's a part of me that is it's like, shut up.
Yeah.
But yes, I specifically Christmas movies. I 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
However, I do see the argument for these being watched around Christmas and whatever. In fact, one of the podcasts that I keep telling you guys about, Bacon Sale, when they do, one of the questions they put out there to anyone who comes in and does like a guest on their podcast, they have a series of questions, and basically like the two hosts have given a different answer for each question, and they just want to see which one of them the guest aligns with more, really. Is right. What it is, just messing with them. And it's stuff like, what's a better movie, Karate Kid 1 or Karate Kid 2, kind of, like that kind of shit, right? It's really cool questions, and I would love to try to figure out some way for us to do something similar without completely ripping them off.
Right.
Or maybe we'll just do like a loving homage to what they do and do something similar, like a geek test or some shit.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But one of them is, what's the more Christmas movie, Die Hard or Lethal Weapon? And I die every time they say it, because I'm like, I mean, you're right, they are. But
yeah.
Yes, to your point, now their argument is that while, you can take Christmas out of it, the fact that these things happen at Christmas makes them a Christmas movie.
Okay.
So, and that's the
But no one's watching like, hey kids, let's gather around the hearth this year and watch Die Hard and get in the Christmas spirit.
Ho, 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 now I got a machine gun. Come on. We actually had the same argument at work, too, whether or not it was a Christmas movie. And
right.
I was laughing because I don't care. I kind of sit right in the middle of the fence where I get both arguments. And, me, I am ever the pot stirrer.
Right.
I will just sit there and just watch them roll,
yeah.
Just see what happens. Just pour a little gas on it, watch it burn.
Right.
So, so they were just going back and forth at work, and I was just like, yeah, but, like, for both arguments.
Right.
I was like, yeah, but what about this? Yeah. So, I get it. But, so Eric threw in Die Hard. I had it as an honorable mention just because. Yeah. What's one of yours?
So, my two that I try to watch at least some part of every year is first A Christmas Story.
Yep.
And I think the only time that movie is now played is played 24 hours in a row, back to back, straight for 24 hours on like TNT or TBS or one of the. I think it's maybe TBS or maybe both. Starting Christmas Eve, sometime at Christmas Eve and all Christmas Day, and I love that movie.
Yep,
I love every part of that movie. The scene where the dad gets a flat tire and mom's like, go help your father. And so Ralphie gets out and he's like, what are you doing out? And dad's like, what are you doing out here? Mom told me to help. Okay, hold the hubcap with the lug nuts in it. And he puts them in there. And then the dad like accidentally knocks it out of his hand and Ralphie goes, oh, fudge. And then you hear the narrator go, only I didn't say fudge. I said it. The granddaddy of all curse words. The F dash word. And they go home and he's getting his mouth washed out. And you hear the mom's on the hallway phone, and he calls, and he goes, the mom asks him, where'd you hear that word? And he freaked out, and he said Schwartz. And so his mom gets on the phone, and she goes, do you know what my son just said? And she whispers, and you hear the mom on the other end of the line go, what?
Yeah.
And he goes, do you know where he heard it? And she goes, probably from his father. And he goes, no, heard it from your son. What? And then you hear like run down the stairs and start whipping. No, what did I do, Mom? I love that. You
hear that a small, tinny, over the phone ass whooping coming.
Yeah, it's the best.
I do love that one. It's fragile.
Yeah, must be Italian. We were.
I love that.
Just this past weekend, we went to this thing in Tampa. It's called Enchant, and it's they take the inside of the Trop where the Tampa Bay Rays play. Yeah, they make a giant Christmas maze of lights, and our family and two other families get together every year and hang out. And they used to live closer, now they live in Tampa. Anyway, we do this thing for Christmas, and as we were walking, there was a guy, and he had a shirt, and it had the leg lamp, and it said "fragile." Yeah, right. And as we walked by, I said it. Somebody else in our group said it. 3 other strangers that just this guy walked by, and just different groups of people. As he walked by, everybody went, "Must be Italian."
Yeah,
everybody said "fragile must be Italian."
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's just it's in the zeitgeist, I guess. Right? Is that what they?
Yep.
Is that what the kids say now?
I have the leg lamps. I have a string of mini leg lamp lights that my wife got me.
Of course you do.
Yeah. So I have a leg lamp coffee cup where the leg lamp is the handle.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. See, these are the reasons why I want to do this podcast with you. There are little things that just pop out about all, I guess, 4 of us now that are just like, there's a reason why we're at this table together. Well, yeah, I love that one, and that's on. If my list went beyond 5, I'd have it on there. There was a second while we were talking when you mentioned A Christmas Story that I was looking down over all my stuff, and I was like, I wonder if we should have done worst first and then best. Mm-hmm. But then I said, in my head, quickly, like, well, no, it wouldn't be us if we didn't just like knock out the best ones first and then sit here for however long it takes us just picking apart the bullshit that is the rest of our list. So, yeah. So I was going to hurry up and try to stop it, but fuck it. This is good.
Right.
One of the ones I love is, again, another old school one. It's from 1947. It's Miracle on 34th Street. Mm-hmm. They've remade this a couple times, at least once that I know of. And so like you can actually see it in color. I forget what year that was. And that one wasn't that bad either, but I love the original one. Just, Santa Claus, department store Santa Claus, or he's a new department store Santa Claus, turns out to be Santa Claus.
Yeah.
And there's this entire story about whether or not he's Santa or if, people think he's insane and this and that, whatever. Yeah. So there's this whole thing about it. And it's really cool. I love that story. I watched that one. That's one of the ones I watch every year. You said Christmas Story, but then there's a second one, right?
Yeah. Christmas Vacation. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, that's on mine.
Yeah.
Which actually is funny because, to your argument of if you take Christmas out, those movies could be just another movie. You can almost do that with that one, where it's just like a family get-together. But Christmas is more integral to that one. Mostly probably because it's got the whole the Christmas bonus and, or I guess like
the
his
scene with the
holiday
lights.
bonus,
The scene with the lights.
which is epic.
Yep.
Which is like every suburban dad's nightmare.
Yep.
Of like just like putting up lights and
Why there is now a cottage industry of people that will do it for you.
yes, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Which yeah, but mosquito nicks out here, the guys that I want to eventually come in and do the misters for the mosquitoes out here because they're so bad. In the off season, that's what they do. They go out and they hang up lights.
Our neighbors use those guys. I don't know if it's those guys, but they have guys that come and put up their lights.
And apparently then they take them down, they store them for you,
Yep.
and if you use them again, they'll use the same lights, set it up for you, whatever.
Yep.
You just tell them what size wreaths and shit you want.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty cool. I haven't done it yet, but there you go.
either.
If you're in Central Florida, look up Mosquito Nicks. Not a paid sponsor. Because they would have run.
Right. They would not hang
We
out
haven't
for
lost them this episode, but
Right.
we're going to lose the sponsors at some point.
Right.
Guarantee it. Happens every episode. National Lampoons. I love that one. Should have spoke, Clark.
Right.
Oh, I love that.
when Cousin Eddie's out there, he's like, "Hey, Clark, shitter's full."
I love that.
Yeah.
Julia Louise-Dreyfus is in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's hot. Anyway, there you go. So yeah, as the neighbor, the uppity neighbor next door, that's
And they can't figure out how the stereo got wrecked and the window gets broken because of the icicle. Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah, that's amazing. So there's definitely a really good one. That's a classic. That's something you got to watch every year. I watch that one every year too. Yeah. How about another one from Eric's list?
Eric's list has a really good movie. He's got his list is Home Alone.
Yep.
And Die Hard and Gremlins and Christmas Story and Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, he's got all those. Home Alone, what Noah mentioned. Again, classic movie. He watched the first two in the last few days, and then I think he's getting ready to watch that third one that didn't have Macaulay Culkin in it. It was like 4 robbers and some other new kid, whatever, because don't let anything die,
Right.
Make sure you kill it.
I didn't even... It's one of those that, like, I'm not saying that. Just, I think on Eric's list of worst is A Christmas Story 2, which is an abomination. Like,
yes, that's on my list.
Not
too.
something I would have... Like, I remember seeing it. I remember them making it and doing the thing. I'm like, no, not happening.
That's on mine. So, well, now, if you want, we can knock out another one on his list because it's also on my list for best. And I think that kind of like kills his whole list because we've talked about all of them already. Mm-hmm. But more of a current, or one of the more current ones, would be Elf from 2003.
Yeah.
This movie's epic.
It's a great movie.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
This is like Will Ferrell at like his Will Ferrell list.
It's perfect. Yeah. He's peak Will Ferrell.
Yeah. What's her name? The girl in this one. I forget.
Zoe Deschanel?
Zoe Deschanel, yeah. The two of them, when they do the duet.
Mm-hmm. She's in the shower.
Where she doesn't know she's about to do a duet. That scene is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Where he's just sitting there, just listening to her sing, and he's all excited, and then he just belts out, "Baby, it's cold outside," and she's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
I love everything about this movie.
Yep.
Just you're an angry elf.
Yeah.
Peter Dinklage. Fucking perfect.
Yeah.
This movie's a perfect movie.
Artie Lang, and I guess I am still, although I haven't listened to Howard Stern in a long time, but I think peak Howard Stern was with Artie Lang, and Artie plays the Santa in that movie, where he's like, "You smell like beef and cheese." Yeah. So I love Artie, and he's great in this movie.
James Caan is awesome in
Yep.
this movie. He's perfect. And, who plays his wife? Because she's another one who's older woman, but
Is that Mary Steenburgen?
I think I've seen her in a couple of things,
Yeah.
and she's just always one of those older women who you like. Yeah, I could see hanging out with her. she's just cute enough to, you know what I mean?
Yep.
But she's like older, so you see her as everyone's mom, but she's like attractive. And you're like, oh, okay. But that just the way she adores herself, or I guess the way Buddy the elf adores himself to her, and she's like constantly trying to look out and like make his dad do shit with him,
Right.
is hilarious. So I don't know. That's another one. I'm glad they never tried to go back to do.
Mary Steenburgen.
There you go. Yeah, she's awesome. I like her. I'm glad they never tried to do a sequel to that one because I think it would have totally ruined it.
I agree.
It's a perfect one and done.
Yep.
Because
you wouldn't have gotten Will Ferrell, and it's automatically not as funny.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and just there's so much memeable shit that comes out of this because every Christmas you just see Buddy the Elf all getting all excited, like all over everyone's Facebook page. So yeah, I have
a sweater, kind of ugly sweater, and it's Elf, and it says Cotton-headed Ninny Muggins, and it's got like dancing.
Thank you.
The Will Ferrell Elf character, Buddy, like silhouetted on the thing.
Right. Heather's got some fabric from like a little cartoon.
Yeah.
Buddy the Elf and some other shit. Yeah, she's made a couple of people some cups for that. So yeah, there you go. Happily Ever Crafting. Look it up. Look it up on Facebook. Yeah, so that was a good one on my list. Let me see. I also had National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, so we knocked that one out too. What else you got? Anything fun?
Nothing. So we talked about Home Alone. I love Gremlins. I think for me, it's in the category of it takes place at Christmas, not wholly a Christmas movie, except the horrible story that Phoebe Cates tells about.
Yeah, which comes out of fucking left field.
Right.
Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of stories coming out of left field. Yeah. Side note, that's an inside joke.
Yeah.
Eventually, I'll tell you guys.
At some point, that comes out.
Yeah.
But
pun intended. Nice.
But tell the story about how her dad got stuck in the chimney.
Yeah, and up until that point, everyone wants to show their kids Gremlins.
Yeah.
If your kids believe, no one went to bed. So if your kids believe, don't show them Gremlins.
Right.
Don't show them. They say straight up. That's when I found out there's no. So, you don't want to show them that shit. Because we were going to show Noah, or Heather was like, "Oh, you want to watch Gremlins?" And I was like, "No!"
You slapped the remote out of her hand. No! Yeah.
Looked like an 80s action movie in slow motion. Everybody else is moving at regular speed. Like, what the fuck's he doing?
Yeah.
So don't show your kids that. But, I love that movie. Just everything about it was so perfect. Mm-hmm. Again, you go to Gremlins 2, was interesting.
Yep.
Had they taken a little bit more time with it, I think it would have been a really good sequel. Because the idea of the various abilities that they got in the plant or in the company were fun, but it was still just kind of like you could tell they were doing a sequel to a comedy.
Yeah,
you're like, damn, But like that first one was just on point,
and the merchandising went crazy, which is why I think they had the
Gizmo.
The Gizmo dolls, and then the Stripe.
Stripe was a perfect adversary.
Yeah,
it was amazing. Everything about that movie was awesome.
Yeah.
Just like the little rules,
Yeah.
Side note: they are doing a prequel animated show.
Are they?
Yeah. I think it's the WB network that's coming out. Whatever their streaming service is coming out, they're doing it's like the adventures of that older Asian guy with Gizmo the Mogwai, kind of like before Billy gets him or whatever. Yeah. So that's coming. But I guess it's supposed to be animated. So. That should be cool. Yeah, I like that one. That was a lot of fun.
That's a good movie.
One on my list that I really love. I guess I can run through some of the honorable mentions, and the only reason I did honorable mentions because Gremlins is on there too. Actually, no, I'll save that because I'll lead right into worst with that. One of the last two that I have on my best is from 1988, Scrooged with Bill Murray.
Bill Murray, yeah.
I love this movie. I love this. Just every little thing about it. The scene in the elevator with the Ghost of Christmas Future when he leans in on him, he's like, "Back off, man!" Yeah. He just tells the ghost to back off because he thinks he's an extra on the show. It's perfect. He plays a TV executive, right? And he's trying to get this
horrible person.
He's a horrible human being. So he's technically Ebenezer Scrooge in modern day, but it is a comedy, and there's a lot of good laughs. But it goes right through the whole. What do you call it? Scrooge, Ebenezer Scrooge story, right? And he hits all the marks where they take him back in time. He sees his brother or this and that, or sees himself as a kid, then to present and future and that kind of shit. It's good though. Just the little it's the little one-liners that Bill Murray shoots out in this movie because he's perfect when he does those, like those ad-lib lines, you know. And when the guy comes up, he's got the mouse and they're trying to make him like pull a sleigh. And he's like, I can't get the antlers to stay on. And Bill Murray's like, have you tried Staples? And the guy looks at him like horrified.
Right.
And he's like,
It
might work, yeah. Like, just saying. Like little shit like that he does are just amazing. There's a lot of good performances in that one.
That's a great
They're a lot of fun.
Yeah. So I got something on my list that I thought about. I've only seen it once, and it's Bad Santa.
That's worth it.
It's a pretty good. It's a good movie.
Damn good movie.
Billy Bob Thornton is that guy. Like feels like he's that guy. Based sort of on rep and some other stuff.
It literally seems like he's not playing a character.
Yeah,
like he's
right.
just
Like
himself.
he just showed up on the set and went at it. Yeah. But the kid in that movie with the wooden pickle is awesome. And Billy Bob kind of takes him under his wing. Yeah, that's a good movie.
It is really cool. I like that one a lot. They did a second one too.
I didn't see it.
I think I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
They said they were going to. They did, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But I watch and listen to so many shows about upcoming and possibly mades and this and that with movies and TV that sometimes my wires get crossed and I can't remember what the fuck's going on. So they did make another one and I didn't watch it. How many more you got on your best of? Two?
Two.
All right, good. We'll throw one.
So if we're taking movies that take place at Christmas, I'm taking Batman Returns.
Yeah. I like that one.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
And I don't know if we talked about this here or if we talked about it somewhere else. Maybe I was having a conversation with somebody else. But the Penguin in that movie is a deviant.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, not just a criminal, not just a...
Yeah, no.
Right? But, like, seemingly an actual deviant.
Yeah. He's straight up... He's part penguin. And his parents are horrible people.
Yes.
They throw him in a fucking sewer.
Yeah.
They made... Tim Burton did not shy away from any bullshit in that movie at all. They're like, no, they tried to kill this little fucker.
Yeah.
And he's fucking horrible. Oh.
A couple other things that have come out relatively recently, but I thought that, and this is not something I watch every year, but a really good movie. Jim Carrey's The Grinch. Yeah, I think it's a good movie. It's essentially Jim Carrey being Jim Carrey in a big green suit with yellow contacts.
Yeah, it is. But he does a passable job as the Grinch, though.
Yes.
Yeah. To tweak the old school Grinch cartoon that we used to watch as kids, and that's one of those. That'll kind of get into my honorable mention shit with that because
that is something we watch every year. We watch that every year.
Yeah, because I grew up watching it every year, so we all watch it every year. But yeah, so for them to finally do like something like that with the Grinch there, that one was a good one, and I liked it. Some of the prosthetics on the people were a little weird.
Yeah,
it was just kind of like the noses on the Who's. Yeah. You're just like, oof. It's kind of off-putting, but
it came out in 2000. I just looked it up. It came out in 2000, which is sort of not the height of the Jim Carrey being Jim Carrey, but
it's in there.
Yeah, it's in that time frame.
It was in a peak.
Yeah,
it was something. But I like that one. Now, did you see the newest one?
I did.
It was what's his name? Cumberbatch.
DreamWorks. It's a DreamWorks movie.
Yeah.
It's good.
Benedict Cumberbatch played the Grinch, didn't he? I think he was the voice. Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did the voice of it. It was really good. I liked it a lot. Like that one, I will watch that one every year. We haven't watched it yet, but I'll go back and watch that one because I really liked it.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. They told the story really well. Similar to like Jim Carrey. How do you take this 22-minute short that was told back in the day, a Dr. Seuss book, and make it into a full movie? Both were like that, but this one I think did it a little bit better than the Carrey one.
Yeah.
It did it better. Probably because it was animated. And they had more freedom to make it more Seussian.
Yep.
They had a good time with it, and I liked it. But yeah, I will watch the original one every year.
Do you guys watch Rudolph, Frosty,
yes,
Charlie Brown?
Those are all my honorable mentions. So I'll throw out my last, which is much newer. It's from Netflix. It's from 2018. The Christmas Chronicles. Have you seen this one?
No.
All right, this is with Kurt Russell, right? Picture Kurt Russell, ego, right? But now he's Santa Claus.
Okay.
Okay, and we watched it last year because it came out last year, and then my kids all watched it like the other day, and I was mad because I'm like, I wanted to watch it too, so I got to watch it again before Christmas. But it's good. That you take like, okay, this is Santa Claus, and he has been Santa Claus for 1,000 years or whatever. I forget exactly what the premise is, but basically, like, he gets into an accident with the sleigh or some shit like that, whatever. Something happens. Like, these kids see him or whatever, and that kind of shit ensues. These kids actually wind up hanging out with Santa Claus for the night, basically. But it's all like, I guess it was like the kids got a hold of the sleigh or some shit. So no spoiler alert because I can't remember what the fucking what set it off.
Yeah.
But they have to go find the sleigh and find another piece to the sleigh that broke off. And they got to find the reindeer because there's reindeer running all over the damn city now, right? So it's Santa and these two kids, one of them who didn't really even believe in him, And it's funny because, basically, like, it's Kurt Russell being Kurt Russell.
Right.
But being Santa. It's like he's walking around. Like, basically, it's like, I'm right in front of you. Like, I'm Santa Claus. But, like, they walk into a bar, and, because basically he's like, hey, I need a ride or whatever. And he walks into these places, and he interacts with everybody like, who the fuck I am. Right?
Right.
And he doesn't he's like not trying to hide, like, oh, some people don't believe me, whatever. He doesn't come right out like, hey, Santa's here, right? He comes walking in like he's known you your whole life.
Is he in
because
the Santa,
he has
he in the Santa suit?
Ish. Yeah, like he had taken off the jacket or whatever, some shit like that, right?
Right.
But yeah, he's walking around with these two kids and he's talking to people like you're the bartender, and like the guy says basically like, the bartender's like, you gotta go, man, and he looks at him and he says something like, all right, Billy, relax, and the guy's like, why the fuck do you keep calling me by my name, and how the hell do you know me? And but he's talking to him like, I've known you your whole life, but he's just like, Billy, relax, I need your help here for a second, whatever. And the guy's like, who the fuck are you? Get out, right? He's like, you need to get the fuck out of here. He's like, he's talking shit to all the bikers, like,
yeah.
But again, it's also Kurt Russell, so he's like the size of all these bikers too, right? Santa Claus looks like a fucking biker walking around this place, like, and he's just talking to them like they're kids, and some of them are getting pissed or whatever. They get ready, like he's starting to fight, but he's not really trying to, you know. And like the kids are like, it's our grandfather, he's out of his fucking mind, basically, Like,
what's it called?
The Christmas Chronicles.
All right.
You have to watch this one, and then get back to me when we record again. Okay. It's really good. It was one of those, like, the diamonds, like, this is just cheesy enough for Christmas, but just really good enough to where I wasn't expecting this much going into it, and I had a lot of fun with it.
Okay.
It's worth it.
You said it's on Netflix?
It's on Netflix, yep. And that brings us to honorable mentions. Like I said, we started talking about Grinch, which brings me to a lot of those animated ones that we watched. You had Grinch, you had Charlie Brown Christmas.
Yeah.
I didn't put that on the main one just because I had these other ones that were more current. But this is from 1965. I watch it every year. It's one of those, like, it's not Christmas until you watch that, The Grinch, and then you get into those Rankin Bass.
Yeah.
What was the other name of the? I forget the name of the company, but it was Rankin and Bass and something else. But it's all those like stop motion specials.
Yeah. Rudolph,
Frosty, Santa Claus is coming to town.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. What's the one with?
I am old Kris Kringle.
Yeah. What's the one with the fire and ice?
Heat Miser
and Freeze Mice? No.
The Frost King, Ice King, Heat Miser.
It's definitely Heat Miser. I can't remember the other one.
Yeah, because that's
and then there's
Meisterburger.
Yeah. Yeah. And then there's Rudolph's Shiny New Year with the baby New Year with the giant ears.
Yes,
and everybody laughs at him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Which I guess we have to to satisfy some of the SJWs out there. We're gonna have to talk about Rudolph here for a second. This movie is straight up about bullying.
Yeah, for sure. Well, the whole song's about bullying, right?
The entire premise of Rudolph is about bullying.
Yeah,
and then being accepted when they need you. Which is kind of fucked up.
There's I guess in the last couple of years, there's been this thing of like that's a terrible song and it teaches kids the wrong idea.
Yeah, it's like, it's a fucking song. Okay?
Right.
If one song is dictating your child's entire life, you might have to reevaluate your parenting.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I've had to reevaluate my parenting numerous times over the last 20-something years. There you go. There's your hint. If Rudolph is ruling your roost,
at the risk of offending the SJWs, and
why not?
At the risk of losing all the sponsors.
Yeah, it's your turn. Go ahead.
Now that we're talking about Christmas, we have to address the whole baby. And you brought it up when we talked about Elf. Is the whole controversy over "Baby It's Cold Outside"?
Oh my God!
And it comes up every year around this song, and that this song is. It was written in the 40s or something like that.
Yes.
If you don't know what this is, I'm sure you've heard the song. It's in Elf. It's in a lot of things. But every year
she's singing, "I really can't stay." He's saying, "But it's cold outside."
Every year, since the culture has become woke, people have started to complain about this song and the lyrics in it. And now John Legend and Kelly Clarkson, I think, have gotten together and made a new version.
I have not heard it.
Eric was talking about it at the party a while back.
I heard of it. I have not heard the song.
Yeah.
Have you heard it?
He was reading the lyrics to me. He was reading them online. So I haven't heard it.
Okay.
But
how bad is this thing?
So they've gone back and they've taken all
ask for consent.
Well, it's sort of like she's like, what's my dad gonna say? And he's like, no, I get it. You should totally go. I'll call you a car. I'll get you an Uber.
Right.
Yeah, if you gotta go, you gotta go. Like, I get it.
Which actually seems like it's a parody of what everyone's having a problem with.
Yeah.
See, because the problem is what people are complaining about is they're complaining that it glorifies rape culture, right? Like, she's saying she has to go, and he's trying to get her to stay and get her drunk and get in her pants, right? But if you actually take a second and stop raging. Listen to the song. Yes, because I've heard the argument, which is partially correct. Well, it's a product of its time where men and women were different, whatever. But the argument comes across like, well, where men were just like that. But that's not the argument. The argument itself is it is from a certain time when women were looked at like you cannot do anything outside of marriage, or whatever. You're going to be looked at like a whore, yada, 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 whatever. That's why she keeps saying, what would people think? Right. What would the neighbors say?
Yeah.
She keeps saying that. If you're listening, she wants to stay there.
Yeah.
she says in there, what would they say if I stayed?
Yeah. And we should premise this by...
It's playful back and forth is what it is.
By we are two middle-aged white men who makes us the least woke possible, right, of people that there are.
But eventually, when you hear about all my children, you'll know that I'm the most woke motherfucker in town. So it's okay.
And so it's hard for two middle-aged white guys to sit around and talk about like how things seem and the plight that women have. I get it. Okay. So, but yes, you're right. It's from a time when girls had to project the image of being good, quote unquote, good girls.
Right.
And good girls didn't stay long at a man's house.
Yes. Which is not to say, okay, to your point of we're two middle-aged white men trying to rationalize or trying to discuss this song and what the issues are with it. I have no problem arguing this point with anybody. I don't care what I am. It's just from a point of being realistic about things. And that's the problem that I have with the arguments about the song. People are, rape culture, whatever. No, it's not. And the other argument where, that's just how men were. No, it's not what the whole fucking thing is about. Are we saying that the vision that people had of women or the expectations that people had of women were correct? No, they were that was the product of its time.
Right.
The expectation now that you and I share with most of society is men and women can do whatever they want, okay, and should be able to do whatever they want without judgment, right? That is what's current. That wasn't so back then.
Yeah.
So you had a song where it's these two people that do want to fool around, do want to do whatever, but they both basically want to protect her reputation. She wants to protect her reputation a little bit more than he does because, he's horny. But, but he is like, you can hear him like, trying to give her excuses.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's you'll get frostbite and this and that, whatever.
The two things that I think that if you are anti this song, that they hold their hats on is she goes, "Hey, what's in this drink?" And
they think he's Bill Cosby in her.
Right. And then she says, she actually says, like, "No, I'm leaving," or something like that. And he doesn't let her. He seems to not let her.
Yeah. And I could get that part of it if you just take that part out of context.
Yeah.
And that's what they do.
Yeah.
They take it out of context. You have to listen to the entire song and listen to what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's a playful banter back and forth between two people who are into each other.
Right.
She just wants to save her reputation.
Correct. Yeah.
And that's all it is. So I'm so glad that most radio station they've come back, circled around, because they banned it.
Yeah.
Stations just stopped. They were like, no, we're not playing it.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want the problem.
Even stations that do all sort of Christmas music between Thanksgiving and New Year's.
Yeah, you just would not hear it.
Yeah,
and then, much like everything else, and again, this is not a dig at, well, yeah, fuck it. It is a dig at the SJWs, because it's a dig at the extreme ones.
Right.
It's again, what we keep saying time and again is, if you're willing to have a discussion and be rational about shit, yeah, let's talk, okay? Because nobody's saying that the worst of either side is correct. I'm against both sides,
right?
And they're bullshit.
Yeah,
I like the middle ground where everybody can just get along. Was like my son walks around with a shirt that they made in the school. It's cool to be kind. Be kind.
Yep.
Be nice. Be a human being, for God's sake.
Right.
You know. When they jump on one side of this song, they're like, "Oh, you got." So it's all of society went way that way for a good while here.
Yeah.
And now you're starting to see, not just with this song, but with a lot of things, a lot more pushback of, all right, we concede that some of these things are wrong, but slow the hell down.
Yeah.
Quit your bitching.
Right.
Because you're being unrealistic. Basically, like, the more liberals and whatever, who back in the day were all about freedom of speech and this and that. Now they're censoring it. Now it's freedom of certain speech.
Right.
But,
right.
Wait, hey,
yeah.
What are you doing? You're becoming your own worst enemy. Batman. You can be the hero, then live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
So it's the pendulum swings, and you got to be careful. You got to kind of ride that middle line.
What's interesting is when that pitchfork mob comes for most people, you're not ready for it. And cancel culture is dangerous because you don't know what the thing is that's going to cause. When you look back on something that was written 70 years ago or 80 years ago, it's hard to look through that with this lens, right?
Yeah,
with the super woke lens. You won't like anything that was written before 2017.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So I think to that, I like that line, to look at it with a super woke lens. So how about everybody start looking at things with a truly woke lens? Look at things at what they were, what they're expected.
Yeah.
Agree on this is where we should be now. Put these things in their proper place. You don't have to necessarily agree with the song, but you also need to at least look at it and be like,
Yeah.
maybe we overreacted a little bit.
Up, yeah.
So the argument, the rape argument doesn't hold up at all. But yeah, so now we went off on a really good tangent on that one, and we definitely lost everybody. We'll come back to movies. Yeah. So, but hey, baby, it's cold outside. We are we done with the best? Yeah, I was going through honorable mentions. I was talking about the.
I think my honorable
stop motions.
One thing, now that you mentioned stop motion, is A Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yes, that's one of those. Is it a Halloween movie or is it a Christmas movie?
It's
both.
Yeah,
it's both. I love it. Yeah.
But yeah, Tim Burton movie feels like stop motion animation, although better animated than the Rankin Bass.
Yeah,
Burgermeister Burger, right? But still that feel to it, and I think a good Christmas / Halloween movie.
Yeah.
So on my honorable mention list.
Yeah. So going from best honorable mentions down to worst honorable mentions, where in my best I said all of the stop motion. I put an asterisk there because it's almost all. Because then you get into shit where we always say, you got to be careful when you're doing sequels. Rudolph and Frosty, Christmas in July.
There's a movie called there's one of these called Frosty Returns, and it's not the same kind of animation as the first Frosty.
Yeah, completely different town, completely different kids.
John Goodman is the voice of Frosty,
yeah.
And my kids love it, and I hate it. It is awful. And every year my kids want to watch it, and we just on the trip to Tampa this past weekend, my 8-year-old wanted to watch it, and Presley wanted to. My 5-year-old wanted to watch Frosty, and I was like, "You got to watch Frosty before you watch Frosty Returns." And then he changed his mind and wanted to watch something else when it was his turn to pick. And I'm like, "Thank goodness," because Frosty Returns is awful.
It is. It is horrible. And so is Rudolph for Frosty.
Yeah.
There's, I don't know. There's so many different things. When they tried to do the sequel and capture the magic, you can't. Right. It was like those original ones were perfect, and you'll watch them every year, and you just ignore these sequels because they're horrible.
They're bad.
They're horrible. Those were straight cash grabs. Another honorable mention I have is I've only watched part of this thing, so I can't really give you a whole plot. It's called Santa's Little Helper. It was in 2015, and it had WWE was behind this thing. It had The Miz and Paige, right? Wrestlers. One Miz, I think, was like Santa Claus's son or some shit, whatever. He was like taking over, but he was an asshole. So like Paige was like the daughter, and she was the goody two shoes, whatever. And she competes with him to earn the right to, I guess, be Santa or whatever. I don't know. But the only reason I even turned this thing on was for Paige, because damn. But yeah, this thing was horrible. All right, what does he have on his list for worst? Anything fun? Christmas Story 2, I had that on mine.
Yeah, Home Alone 3.
Home Alone 3, yeah, well, I mentioned that.
He's got Jack Frost.
Jack Frost. Now, is that the Michael Keaton one?
Well, so that was my question. So what's weird is there's 2 Jack Frost movies that came out about a year apart, right? And there's the Michael Keaton, dad's got a terminal illness, and he's got
no, he's a musician. He dies in a bus accident.
That's right.
Shit. I think.
And he comes back.
I just know it's Michael Keaton, and he comes back as a snowman.
It comes back as a snowman.
He
to keep an eye on his kid.
back.
Yeah, that's what it is. But then he melts.
Yeah.
And so the kid has to deal with his dad dying twice, which shouldn't be funny.
Yeah. Oops.
And then there's the other one with the
killer snowman.
The serial killer. Yeah.
Yeah.
The serial killer who somehow becomes an embodied snowman.
And I only remember the scene of the snowman in the shower with the girl.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's 2, and I don't know which one he meant.
I don't know if that snowman was trying to rape her or what the hell he was doing. There you go. Baby is cold inside. There went the sponsors. That's what that was.
They're out.
Oh, shit. All right. You got one on your list, and then I'll jump into one of mine.
Yeah. I've got, and Eric had this one too, Fred Claus with Vince Vaughn.
I didn't mind that one so much.
Vince Vaughn.
It wasn't great, but I didn't mind it so much.
Paul Giamatti's Santa.
Yeah, Paul Giamatti's Santa.
And Fred Claus is his like slacker brother.
Yeah. That was right where there was a handful of movies that Vince Vaughn was like just cranking out. And there were some good, some bad. And for me, this one kind of like fell right in the middle. I was like, I didn't hate it. It could have been better. It was funny because it's a slacker brother, but like I think he hurts his back because of Fred.
Yeah.
Santa hurts his back, throws his back out because of Fred. So Fred's
Fred
got
has
to
take
help.
over. Yeah.
And he's like, he wanted nothing to do with the family business. No one knows that he's a Claus.
Yeah.
And
in that run of Vince Vaughn movies, Vince Vaughn has the Jim Carrey problem, right? Yeah. Which is Vince Vaughn in all these movies is Vince Vaughn.
Yes. Yeah.
And he's almost the same character from
he's always a fast talker
from Swingers.
Yeah.
And have you seen Swingers?
Yeah.
It's an amazing movie. Like I love that movie.
Yeah.
And Vince Vaughn in that movie, I think, is where everybody sort of meets Vince Vaughn.
Yep.
And he's Trent. He tries to be Trent in just about everything else. He's Trent in Wedding Crashers. He's Trent in The Breakup. He's Trent in Dodgeball.
Yeah.
He's Trent in
Delivery Man.
Yeah.
Which
He's
was
Trent
actually not a horrible movie either.
He's Trent in
not
Old School.
great.
He's Trent in Old School.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we're going to pause for control. So Heather has just walked out. Go to Happily Ever Crafting after this and check out the lovely sweater that she has made, the Elf on the Shelf. So Noah, because at 8, we were debating whether or not he actually believes in but we're having the Gremlins conversation, right? Yeah. And no, we are convinced that so far he still believes in everything, including this elf is magic.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Today he apparently he asked this elf if he would do something in a room other than like the kitchen and bathroom area, like if he would move around the house.
Right.
Specifically, the elf. Nobody else. He looked right at the elf and was like, "Elfa, could you do something in like the living room or the toy room? It'd be fun."
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
And we have our doubts because he's so smart that you're like, huh, But again, he's got that kid thing, so he believes in all that shit. So
our kids, Coleman's going through the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he asked a question about how do the presents get there? Like, does Santa buy them and then give them to you guys and you wrap them, or how does that work?
Yeah. I'm sure it's coming.
Yeah.
We got about another year or so.
Yeah,
then,
I agree.
Then you and I are going to be having a completely different conversation on this podcast.
But yeah, so Vince Vaughn is Vince Vaughn in all those movies, right?
He's
Vince Vaughn in Dodgeball. He's Vince Vaughn in Old School.
Yep.
Right. Mm-hmm. He's Trent in all those things. And I think he's this too.
He is. Yeah, like I said, it's not a great movie, but in the line of Christmas movies that I've watched, it's not horrible. It's kind of middle of the road for me. I like the concept. Yeah, I like the story idea. Maybe they could, a different actor here or there. They could have, but it was fun enough. Like Heather and I liked it enough.
Yeah.
Let's see. I got one. All right, in the roles of Santa Claus, and how did the presents get there? Okay, so you had the Santa Claus, right?
Yeah.
With Tim Allen. Did a really good job of one. If you think you didn't believe, well, it kind of like gave you that. Oh, here's people that don't believe, and oh yeah, he's really there, kind of, But then they give you an idea of how some of that magic happens, right? First one was good. It was a classic. This one I'll watch. Yep. I'll watch every year, right? The second one, not bad. He's got to find a Mrs. Claus. I get it. Fun. Mrs. Claus is cute. We can roll with it. It's an interesting movie, right? His son is getting a little bit too old to be. Of course, I guess if your dad really is Santa Claus, I guess you're kind of a weird kid anyway. But he's just a little bit too old to be acting the way he's acting in some of the scenes, But then you get to Santa Claus 3, The Escape Clause. And this is with Martin Short. And I understand why he's just like really not doing movies anymore.
Tim Allen or Martin Short?
Yeah, both. Oh my God, this thing is bad.
Yeah.
It's Martin Short plays Jack Frost. And oh my God, this is horrible. I don't know. Basically, he goes back in time and makes it so that Tim Allen's Scott Campbell never was Santa Claus. It's so weird. It's just such a weird movie, but it's just bad. It's bad.
Yeah. So
really, again, this is just one of those go to the well one too many times. And you got that.
Yeah. Well, I think the Santa Claus is a really good movie. I won't call it great. It's a really good movie.
Yeah, it's good.
And I bet it did better than they thought it was going to. And they're like, we got something here.
Yeah.
Right?
What can we do with number 2?
Yeah.
Well, there's a Mrs. Claus.
And that went pretty well. So let's try this again.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because, in the second one, we had like the Tooth Fairy, we had all those people, Mother Nature and whatever. Who else can we get in here? Let's get Jack Frost in there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's go one more round.
Yeah. They shouldn't have.
Yeah.
You guys could have stopped at 2. That would have been good. How about you?
There's a couple of there's another Tim Allen movie. Tim Allen and Jamie Lee Curtis are in Christmas with the Cranks.
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
It's not awful.
Yeah,
but it's not super great.
Yeah.
And the two of them should be better.
Right. It should be better than what it is.
Yeah.
So
I've got that. I've got my honorable mention in bad. It's not awful. Jingle All the Way.
It's It's in one of mine, but see, I put it a caveat. Go ahead. I'll let you.
No, go. What's your caveat?
Well, my caveat is it's both Jingle All the Way and Jingle All the Way 2. Because, again, much to what we were saying earlier, with someone like Arnold in a comedy role, like, all right, you go back to something like Kindergarten Cop. Pretty decent movie.
Yeah.
It was fun. A lot of catchphrases that people remember, you know. It's not a tumor.
Yeah.
You know. You would think this would have been a little bit better, you know.
Yeah.
But
Twins is really good.
Twins is really good. Yeah, there's a lot of comedic roles. But then you do, all right, he wanted to do a Christmas movie probably for his family, right? So he's his dad trying to get a doll, Turbo Man.
Turbo Man.
Yeah, Turbo Man.
Yeah.
I can't see. I lost my accent. It was almost there. But he's going, I just remember his son is Jamie because he's always, Jamie, I'm going to get Turbo Man.
Yeah.
And he's on this quest to go get it, which wasn't horrible. The dad that the person that he's, his foil is Sinbad, the old comedian. Which again, he's not horrible in some of the other stuff I've seen him in, but just the combination of the two of them together was not good. Again, the movie had potential. The thing that makes me laugh is the end of the movie. I'm going to spoil the shit out of this for you people. Sorry. There's a fucking parade because Turbo Man is like the Power Rangers or whatever of that town.
Toy of
that it toy. So there's a big parade, and Turbo Man is like the centerpiece of this parade. There's supposed to be a guy in a Turbo Man suit that's got like a jetpack that's going to fly over and give these kids like a Turbo Man toy, right? So Arnold's character somehow gets, I think he knocks the guy out. he gets the Turbo Man suit. This is the point. So now we are breaking and entering into a parade.
Right.
We've
committed assault.
We've committed assault. Thievery, basically. We're doing all this shit just to get your kid a toy, right? So he comes flying across this whole fucking thing with the suit and the jetpack and all this other shit, right? Meanwhile, I want you to remember, when this kid sees him, he's like, it's Turbo Man. All right, this is Arnold's character's child, who's like, what, 10 maybe in the fucking film? So he's been around this guy for 10 years, right? It's his dad. He sees this fuit's Arnold fucking Schwarzenegger flying through the goddamn air. Yeah, in this giant fucking built suit. It's him in a bodysuit, right? So it's not like it's a built suit. It's him. He goes landing there, and he's like, hello, Jamie. And this kid's like, it's Turbo Man. Yeah. I'm like, how the fuck does nobody recognize this guy?
He has the same accent as my dad.
Yeah. It's like obviously like not even touched on, right? Yeah. It's just like where some other actors in this movie in that role, you could have gotten away with like when like your dad plays Santa, right? Or some shit like that, right? Not Arnold fucking Schwarzenegger. Right. There's no way. I'm Turbo Man. And he comes flying through. And like, I know who the fuck that is.
Yep.
Everybody in America knows that guy. Like, how the fuck did you not know that was your dad?
Right.
So, yeah, that's the part that always makes me die in that movie. Which basically makes almost watching the whole movie worth it. Just to see this dumb kid go, it's Turbo Man. Holy shit. And he's giving me a... Oh, my God. Yeah, but you're right. It's bad.
Yeah.
What's the only possible way to make this worse? Let's wait about 8 years and then give it to Larry the fucking Cable Guy.
I didn't know there was a sequel.
You're right, and that's the proper answer to that.
Yeah.
It's Larry the Cable Guy, and it's by the WWE.
Oh, God.
There you go. And that's all I'm going to say on it.
Right.
That's all you need to know.
I didn't even know that movie existed.
There you go. And
that's crazy.
But now it's in your head, and it won't
Now I'm going to have to look at it.
That might be a future episode of why the fuck was this made.
Right.
Why If Geeks? Oh, God. All right, yeah, those are on my list, too. How about Eric? What's he got? Anything special?
His other list is, I think it stopped at Jack Frost.
Okay.
Oh, and Fred Claus. Does he have Jack the Halls? Let me see.
Another one where I thought it was going to be better. That's Matthew Broderick and Danny DeVito.
Yes.
This is the part of the show where John talks to himself. This is the part of the show where we really miss Eric.
There's usually 3 or 4 of us, and somebody can talk while I look some stuff up.
We miss Eric and Ray, where I can banter with them while Paul looks shit up.
Now if one of us is thirsty or has to go to the bathroom, we have to stop.
Yeah, I know, right?
We have to actually stop.
Oh, what we did last week, that was funny as shit, too. Side note to a little behind-the-scenes shit. Eric was like, okay, wait, I gotta pee. I was like, all right. And I reached over because it was just me and him, right? So I reached over and he was like, no, you don't gotta stop it because then we'll have to like save it and restart it like we did before, right? So he leans into his microphone and just like yells real loud, Spike, I still have my fucking headphones on. Right? I'm like, you asshole. And he laughs, sorry. He goes to the bathroom, comes back in. I'm like messing around with whatever I'm messing around with. He sneaks in here and does it again. Spike! I'm like, you mother... Yeah.
That's funny.
That shit was hilarious.
All right,
like,
I'm going to randomly yell at Spike at some point.
Thanks.
Yeah, so he's got Deck the Halls in there, and then that's his list.
All right, let me see what the hell I got here. So Christmas Story, blah, 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 Santa Claus 3, Jingle All The Way. Okay. What do you got? Anything special?
I've got
like two more and then some honorable mentions.
I've got a very unique tangent I want to take us down on Christmas movies, and so I don't know how long that's going to take. So do yours, and then we'll go down tangent road.
My second to last one is from 1996. It's Santa with Muscles.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, because it's Hulk Hogan. Of course, it's Hulk Hogan,
right?
Because it's Santa with Muscles. Apparently, he plays. I've only seen bits and pieces of it. But it's that god awful. That's got to go on the list. He plays like some type of business executive, right? But he's a bad guy. But he gets hit in the head or some shit, and he thinks he's Santa. And he's going against like this other bad executive that was like I guess his rival or his.
He plays a business executive who's jacked up with a skullet, but is still a business executive.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And then he gets hit in the head, and he's Santa.
And he opens every business meeting. Okay, brother.
Yeah. Which is better than one thing he said.
Right.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah. What you gonna do, brother? Yeah. This corporate business runs wild on you. What the fuck did he just say?
What are you gonna do when the Q3 results are not up to,
you lost it.
I did lose it. Sorry. I was really.
It was close.
I had it all in my head, and it did not come out.
You were almost there.
I was.
It was fun.
Did you see the look of struggle on my face?
Yeah, I did. That's why I started laughing.
Is that why you bailed me out? Thank you.
It's like, that's gone. It's gone. I can see it. The look of sheer panic.
It was going to be, what are you going to do when the Q3 results are not up to investor expectations? And I fumbled over the word investor.
So it might be something to be said for us writing out some of these jokes ahead of time.
Yeah, potentially.
Maybe. Oh, my God. Yeah, so, yeah, it's Hulk Hogan as Santa Claus. It's just like, well, why the fuck not? Sure, whatever. The last one I wanted to talk about, just because it took me by surprise for what it became. Because what I thought it was going to be and what it is are almost two different things, but not quite. It's Saving Christmas by Kirk Cameron. It was made in 2014. Have you ever seen it?
No.
You'll have to watch the trailer for this thing. Because in the trailer itself, it kind of gives away what it is. And so you would think, you hear Kirk Cameron, devout Christian, blah, 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 whatever, right? So when you hear a movie, Saving Christmas, you would think it's putting God back in Christmas and stop being such an asshole or whatever, Just quit being greedy and be a Christian.
Yeah.
Right. And it's partially that. It is, Christmas is about Jesus and blah, blah, blah. But he also justifies why we buy shit at Christmas. There's a line in the trailer that sums up this whole fucking movie. Because basically it's like, it's Kirk Cameron, opens the movie as Kirk Cameron, but then plays a character named Kirk.
Right.
But it's not himself. And then he narrates the rest of the movie as the character. It's really weird.
Yeah.
And it's something basically like his brother has lost all hope in Christmas and blah, 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 whatever. So he's trying to explain to his brother or teach his brother. I can't get that in my head now. He's trying to teach his brother, how important Christmas really is and the true meaning of Christmas and all that shit, right? There's a line in there that he says, people always complain that Christmas has become too materialistic, but, I should point out that our Lord Jesus came down to a material world, so it's okay for us to spend our money on material things. And I was like, I'm pretty sure you lost your Christian message somewhere, because, I mean, the Madonna argument is amazing. Right. You're a material boy in a material world. I don't know what the fuck happened there,
right.
But it was totally not what I expected to come out of his mouth. And I was just like, huh? Wait, did he say, yes, go buy your shit?
Yeah.
Which is basically what he said. But it was because, like, his brother in the movie was all like, everything's all about material goods and this and that. And Kirk's like, no, it's okay. But,
yeah.
Like, so, totally lost me on everything else I had seen of him, where, like, he's in, like, the Left Behind series.
Yeah.
And it's all, everything he does is, like, religious and this and that. I'm thinking, like, devout Christian, get rid of all the material and devote yourself to God, whatever, something like that, right? Yeah. And it was, no, it's okay to buy shit.
Yeah.
Which is an okay message, but made me laugh because it was Kirk Cameron. I was like, was not expecting this at all from this dude. And this is another, this was on my friend's list of movies that he wanted us to tear apart. So at some point, we ran out of time for the holidays. So maybe next year we'll, coming soon. we'll do that.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. It looks... Kirk Cameron, there's a movie... there's a couple of Christian movies that he's in. Fireproof. He's in Fireproof, which is a good movie. Yeah. And a good message. I usually like the stuff he does. This looks to be... Like, it starts as fiction, and then he sort of stops the fiction to tell you about the history and traditions of Christmas.
Yeah. And again, I mean, look, I'm raised Catholic. I'm a Christian, whatever, right? I'm kind of a lenient Christian. I mean, I make all my dark jokes and all that shit. But, I mean, I believe in a lot of the shit he talks about. It just blew my mind hearing that take on it. Like, I was like, that was not at all what I expected. And seeing him, because, again, you picture Kirk Cameron a certain way in all these movies and whatever. That was, when I saw that trailer, it was the first time he's sitting in front of a fireplace with, like, a sweater on or whatever, like he's going to, like, the Christmas. Yeah. Like, he might as well be holding a giant book. He's going to, like,
explain head, Christmas.
Yeah. But he's got this, like, 4-day-old growth that makes it, like, on his face, it makes him look like a pedophile. And I'm just like, because it's not how you normally see him. And I was just like, holy shit, Kirk, shave that shit off. Right. Like, it's not going well for you at all. So, like, even my computer's flickering. Like, nope, that wasn't good enough. So, yeah, it was just all around just a horrible movie.
That's funny.
So, all right, so where is the tangent that we're taking down?
It's hard to talk about Christmas movies. And I know I'm sure Heather's into these without talking about the Hallmark movie.
Oh, my God.
My wife absolutely loves her favorite part about, not her favorite, on her top 10 things about the holidays are Hallmark Christmas movies. Right. She's seen virtually every one of them. She sees them as they come out on Hallmark Channel. She binge watches back to back to back Christmas movies.
She'll do a Christmas in July.
If they'll do a Christmas in July, she will start to watch them.
Yep.
She absolutely loves them.
Heather, not so much.
Oh, really? Heather's not down?
She takes more of our approach. Where, what the fuck are you watching? Now, she has repeatedly here recently, she's watched some cheesy Christmas movies. I told you the whole estrogen story, right? When I walked upstairs and she was crying. Mm-hmm. She was watching Noelle, that one on Disney Plus with Anna Kendrick, right? Yeah. And I walked into the bedroom to get laundry, and I looked at her. All I did was look at her, and she flipped me off. I was like, what the fuck? Mind you, that morning she had been crying about something else, right? Because everyone knows she had an operation, hysterectomy, and her hormones are all fucked up now. So she's crying at shit. Heather's never been a crier. We've talked about that before. So she's just like, she has no idea how to handle half of that shit now. So it started with this fucking movie, too. And I was just like, I walked in, I'm getting flipped off. I had no idea what the hell was going on, right? Then I realized, oh, you're crying. And I was laughing. I was like, are you all right? And she's like, it's not even a good fucking Christmas movie. I laughed. I was like, what happened? She goes, I don't know. I was watching the movie. The sleigh took off into the air, and that was it. I was crying. So the Hallmark ones, while I know I have seen her watch some cheesy shit, I think I have caught her watching a few of them here recently. So maybe she's getting in tune with more of her feminine side. So she'll have more to talk to Gail about, I guess. Yeah, she doesn't. She didn't used to watch them at all.
Yeah,
she's been watching some really. I've seen some really weird shit coming on the TV lately, and some of the Hallmark-ish movies. I don't know if it's necessarily Hallmark, but close. Yeah, close. So the Hallmarks.
The Hallmark Christmas movie.
We got a theme going because you know what happened before leading up to here. 3 or 4 months ago, I said I wanted all of us to watch a Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
And rip it apart.
Yeah.
And we never got a chance.
So, my typical take on Hallmark movies, they're fine. My wife really likes them. She's got some girlfriends that really loves them. Sometimes they'll get together and watch them together. For them, it's like Star Wars is for us, probably. But what's interesting, and I'm sure she would say the same thing about Marvel movies or whatever, but I will say to her, she's like, oh, the so-and-so movie's on. I'm like, is that the one where the girl initially meets a guy, but she doesn't like him, and then for some weird thing that they have to spend between 48 and 72 hours together, and despite the fact that she had either a fiance or a boyfriend, they fall in love after 24 to 48 hours, and she dumps the other guy, and by the end falls in love with him? Is that one? She's like, shut the fuck up.
Don't forget, she was a business executive or someone high in some type of business in a big city who had left a small town behind, and then she went home for whatever reason. That's the other one.
That's the new. So the other one. So 2018 and 2019 have started those. Before it was like this girl was, this woman was just doing her thing, and she had a boyfriend or fiance, and he probably worked too much. And then she met she met an artist or a poet or a something, or a barista, and
someone with a heart who's in touch with his feelings.
Yes, and because the other one,
thanks for ruining it for guys.
The other one worked all the time and didn't know what was truly important in the world. And and this guy, while at first seeming a little too pushy or edgy or cheeky or whatever, because the plane has to come for emergency landing, and there's one hotel in the whole town, and they are forced to share a room, or the car can't get fixed.
They conveniently keep bumping into each other, or some bullshit
in
like
some
that.
little town. Yeah,
they're stuck,
and they're stuck somewhere, and they come to fall in love. The new take on that in the last couple of years is she's a ad executive / lawyer / PR person /
Insert
something
important
else.
role here.
Yes. She has to return to her hometown because she's taking over her dad's store or the family farm or the insert
family reason here.
Insert family thing here, where she meets the guy who's going to help her fix the business or do the thing or the whatever.
The local homebody who
with a heart of gold,
with a heart of gold, who loves Christmas or whatever,
loves children, loves tradition,
loves tradition, yes.
Or the other take on this now is she owns a nonprofit / music school / something else in a building, and she meets a guy who she initially likes, only to find out later that he is involved in the real estate company that's going to buy the land that the nonprofit / music school sits on and ultimately the company has plans to tear it down and build a shopping center. And of course, she's mad that that's the same guy, and he in the end has to squash the deal or something, or in some way, whatever.
He chooses her and her building or whatever.
Yeah.
Her business.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
that's all of them.
Yeah.
Every last fucking one of them.
There's actually a meme on Facebook now where there's a grid of like, girl,
Yeah, I think I saved it somewhere.
Yeah.
Does she do this? She goes home for it.
Yeah, she has to return to the hometown for this, and he's this, and and you can just pick one from each column and put it together. Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much right.
And nowadays, 90% of them are Candace Cameron.
There's a stable of them. It's Candace Cameron, Burke, Lacey Chabert from Party of Five.
Yep.
Danica McKellar from The Wonder Years.
Yep.
There's a couple others who aren't as famous as those three. Yeah. And there's a couple of dudes that are making the rounds in there too, because I'll Gail will be in our room watching them or something, and I'm like, wasn't he in that other one?
Yeah.
Shut
Didn't
up.
you just watch this? Shut up.
Yeah.
I get that a lot too.
Yeah, I get a lot.
I thought you were watching this 2 days ago. No, it's a different one. Well, are you sure? Same dude, Snow. Yeah, no, it looks like the same fucking movie.
Right.
Shut up. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
And 90% of them, if you look at the background of any shot where they're sitting there in their parkas and this and that, whatever, sunny as fuck.
Yeah. Yep.
It's Hollywood in the background. You're
Yeah.
like, what in the hell are they doing? You know those people were dying. Those extras are like, can you get this right?
Yeah. Can you stop screwing that line up? I'm sweating over here. I'm sweating through my Christmas sweater. So yeah, that's the. It's hard to talk about Christmas movies without talking about Hallmark.
Yeah. I think while it would have been fun to rip one of them apart together, we may still have to do it like next year. We'll see how we coordinate our schedules a little bit better next year.
Yeah.
Hell, if we're making enough money off of this thing and we kind of hang around and do this more, then we'll look at that. But there's a handful of just out of some of these worst Christmas movies. There's already like a couple of them on here that I'm like, next year we can just kind of do those and we don't have to look at the Hallmark ones.
Yeah.
It's bad enough our wives are going to be watching.
We'll watch like Krampus or one of those.
Okay. Are you coming to say goodnight to everybody too?
No, I want to make sure you're taking care of it.
Yes, I will take care of Elfa.
Crushed up a candy cane, mixed in some flour, and then brown sugar.
Oh, you're awesome. You got all my supplies ready to go.
I don't know where the hot Thanos is.
Hmm?
I don't know where the hot Thanos is.
I'll find them. Yeah, I'll take care of it. We were just talking about Hallmark movies and how much Gail loves them. You're not a... Yeah. You've been watching a few of them lately.
I watched some. I mean, you watch one, you watch them all.
Ta-da, see? Sorry, Gail.
Told you, Gail.
That's literally what we said. We were like, business girl... Nowadays, it's business girl, goes home for whatever reason, insert family reason here.
Yep.
We were like, it's plug and play. Yeah. All right, cool. I love you. Mwah.
Good night, Heather.
There you go. Now you guys got me saying goodnight and I love you to half of my family. So yeah, Hallmark, oh my God. Yeah, that's going to open us up into a whole can of worms there. But yeah, that's definitely a good way to close it. Just the cookie cutter plug and play type of Christmas movies that they make.
Yeah. They're not terrible movies.
They're not horrible.
No, they're not. They're cute. Some are
I'll
cute.
watch those leading ladies.
And I will.
Yeah.
Yes, I will
sure.
sit next to my wife and we'll snuggle, and she'll be watching the Christmas. I'm like, all right, Yeah.
I will brave through watching Lacey Chabert again.
Yeah.
Damn the bad luck. Yeah. I know. But overall, good list. I liked it. It was fun. We will definitely have to come up with some more fun shit to do next year. We only got a couple more weeks left in this, in this decade. There you go.
Right.
I saw that was a meme. I forget what it was from. Gravity Falls. It was like where the guy, he's got 3 books in front of him. The Uncle Stan. He's got 3 books in front of him, and in the show, he's got these 3 books that he was looking for, and it's like these journals, and he's like, I've got them all now. But the meme has him, and then the books, and over the books, someone wrote,
See you next
see
year.
you next month.
Yeah.
See you next month. See you next year. See you next decade.
Yeah.
And he's like, I've got them all.
Yeah.
So it's like the ultimate
Dad jokes. Yeah, I just saw that.
Yeah. So that was pretty funny. So yeah, we definitely we got a couple more things going for the Christmas month or season. Really, the last, I guess, we've got one Christmassy thing going, and that's the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Okay. We're
going to do that Sunday, maybe. And we'll go do Mandalorian Chapter 7, and then we'll jump into Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
So I'm sure we'll throw out some predictions or whatever. Well, no, we can't throw out predictions Sunday because some of us will have seen it.
You'll have seen it.
And we can just sit here and stare at Eric.
Yeah. You need to go see this movie right now.
Hurry up so we can do the review on it.
Yeah.
So we're going to do the holiday special over the weekend. So make sure you watch it. I will preface this with saying I'm sorry. I'm just going to get that out of the way now. I'm sorry. However, it's I believe, for at least for you especially, not as bad as Birdemic, a little more room. Okay, as far as like how you're gonna take it,
Right.
it's just you're gonna appreciate why this was a one and done in 1978 on TV, and then Lucas literally said in an interview if he could find every copy of this and burn it, he would.
Wow.
Yes, and then we're gonna tear this thing apart.
All right.
All right, so that's it. Hit us up and let us know what you guys think your favorite and worst holiday movies are. See what we've missed, what you think of our lists. Tell us if we're wrong, because most of the time, most of you think we're wrong, and you haven't really been saying much. So get on there, let us know. Yeah. Jump on the website, whatifgeeks.com. Email us at whatif. That was English. Email us at whatifgeeks@gmail.com. Yep. Thanks. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
All the things.
All the things. Email us all the things. Send me a Christmas card, you fuckers. All right. That's it. Good night, Tony.
Good night, Lacey Chabert.
Good night, Santa Claus.